What is JavaScript? JavaScript is a high-level, interpreted programming language primarily used for building dynamic web pages. What are the data types in JavaScript? Primitive data types: number, string, boolean, null, undefined. Object data types: object, array, function. Explain hoisting in JavaScript. Hoisting is the JavaScript behavior where variable and function declarations are moved to the top of their containing scope during the compilation phase. What is the difference between let, const, and var in variable declaration? Var has function scoping, while let and const have block scoping. Const is used for constants, and let is for variables that can be reassigned. What is the this keyword in JavaScript? This refers to the current execution context and depends on how a function is called. Explain closures in JavaScript. Closures are functions that have access to variables from their outer, enclosing, scope, even after the outer function has finished executing. What is the event delegation in JavaScript? Event delegation is a technique where a single event listener is attached to a common ancestor instead of each individual child element, improving performance and simplifying code. What is the purpose of the bind method in JavaScript? The bind method is used to create a new function with a specified this value and initial arguments. It allows you to set the context of a function explicitly. Explain the concept of callback functions. Callback functions are functions passed as arguments to other functions, which are then invoked at a later time, often asynchronously. What is the difference between equals equals and equals 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 in JavaScript? Equals equals checks for equality after type coercion, while equals 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 checks for equality without type coercion, strict equality. What is the purpose of the typeof operator? Typeof is a unary operator that returns a string indicating the type of its operand. What is the purpose of the JSON.stringify method? JSON.stringify converts a JavaScript object or value to a JSON string. Explain the difference between null and undefined. Null is an assignment value representing the absence of an object value, while undefined indicates a variable has been declared but not assigned a value. What is the DOM in the context of web development? The Document Object Model, DOM, is a programming interface that represents the structure of a document as a tree of objects. It allows scripts to dynamically access and update the content, structure, and style of a document. How does asynchronous programming work in JavaScript? Asynchronous programming in JavaScript is achieved using callbacks, promises, and async/await. It allows non-blocking execution of code to avoid delays. Explain the concept of prototypal inheritance in JavaScript. In JavaScript, objects can inherit properties and methods from other objects through a prototype chain. What is the purpose of the map function in JavaScript? The map function creates a new array by applying a given function to each element of an existing array. What is an arrow function in JavaScript? Arrow functions are a concise syntax for writing function expressions, and they don't have their own this or arguments. Explain the concept of the event loop in JavaScript. The event loop is a mechanism that allows JavaScript to handle multiple tasks concurrently, making it non-blocking. What is the role of the async and await keywords in JavaScript? Async is used to declare an asynchronous function, and await is used to pause the execution of a function until a promise is resolved or rejected. What is the purpose of the fetch function in JavaScript? Fetch is used to make network requests and is commonly used to retrieve data from a server. Explain the same origin policy in the context of web security. The same origin policy restricts web pages from making requests to a different domain than the one that served the original web page. This is a security measure to prevent unauthorized access to data. What is the role of the local storage and session storage objects? Local storage and session storage are web storage objects that allow you to store key/value pairs in a web browser. Local storage persists across browser sessions, while session storage is session-specific. How do you handle errors in JavaScript? Errors in JavaScript can be handled using try, catch, and finally blocks, along with the throw statement. Explain the concept of Webpack in JavaScript development. Webpack is a module bundler for JavaScript applications. It takes your code, assets, and dependencies and bundles them together in a way that is optimized for the web. What is the